to listen, sir. Sorry about that, for your sakes. I don't play accurately. Anyone can play accurately, but I play with wonderful expression.
Yes, sir.
Have you got the cucumber sandwiches cut for Lady Bracknell?
Yes, sir.
Ah. That will do, Lane, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Ernest Worthing, sir.
How are you, my dear Ernest? What brings you uptown?
Oh, pleasure. Pleasure. I shall bring one anywhere. Eating as usual, I see, aren't you?
I believe it is customary in good society to take some slight refreshment at 5 o'clock. Where have you been since last Thursday?
Oh, in the country.
What on earth do you do there?
Well, one is in town, one amuses oneself. When one is in the country, one amuses other people. It's excessively boring.
And who are these people you amuse?
Oh, neighbours. Neighbours.
Got nice neighbours in your part of Shropshire?
Perfectly horrid. Never speak to one of them.
How immensely you must amuse them. By the way, Shropshire is your county, is it not?
Eh? Shropshire? Yes, of course. Hello, why all these cuts? Why cucumber sandwiches? Why such reckless extravagance in one so young? Who is coming to tea?
Oh, merely Aunt Augusta and Gwendolyn.
How perfectly delightful.
Yes, that's all very well, but I'm afraid Aunt Augusta won't quite approve of your being here.
May I ask why?
My dear fellow, the way you flirt with Gwendolyn is perfectly disgraceful. It's almost as bad as the way Gwendolyn flirts with you.
I am in love with Gwendolyn. I have come up to town expressly to propose to her.
I thought you'd come up for pleasure. I mean, that's all that business.
How utterly unromantic you are.
I really don't see anything romantic in proposing. Yes, it's very romantic to be in love, but there's nothing romantic about a definite proposal. Why, one may be accepted. One usually is, I believe. Then the excitement is all over. The very essence of romance is uncertainty. If I ever get married, I'll certainly try and forget that. Please do not touch the cucumber sandwiches. They are ordered specially for Aunt Augusta.
But you've been eating them all the time.
Oh, yes, that's quite a different matter. She's my aunt. Here, have some bread and butter. Gwendolyn is devoted to bread and butter.
Very good bread and butter it is, too.
Well, my dear fellow, you act as if you were married to her already. You're not married to her already, and I don't think you ever will be.
Why on earth do you say that?
Well, firstly, girls never marry the men they flirt with. I mean, girls don't think it right. And secondly, I don't give my consent.
Your consent?
My dear fellow, Gwendolyn is my first cousin, and before I allow you to marry her, you have to clear up the whole question of Cecily.
Cecily? What on earth do you mean, Auntie, by Cecily? I don't know anyone by the name of Cecily.
Bring me that cigarette case Mr. Worthing left in the smoking room the last time he dined here.
Yes, sir.
Do you mean to say you've had my cigarette case all this time? Oh, I wish to goodness you'd let me know. I've been writing frantic letters to Scotland Yard about it. It's very nearly offering a large reward.
Well, I wish you would offer one. I'm happy to be more than usually hard up.
There's no need offering a large reward now that the thing is found. Ah.
I think that's very mean of you, Ernest, I must say. However, it makes no matter, for now if I look at the inscription inside, I find that the thing isn't yours after all.
Of course it's mine. You've seen it with me 100 times. It is a very ungentlemanly thing to read a private cigarette case.
It's absurd to have a hard and fast rule about what one should read and what one shouldn't.
I simply want my cigarette case.
Yes, but this isn't your cigarette case. This cigarette case is a present from someone of the name of Cecily, and you said you didn't know anyone of that name.
Well, if you must know, Cecily happens to be my aunt.
Your aunt?
Yes, charming old lady. Lives in Tunbridge Wells. Just give it back to me, Aunt.
Yes, but why does she call herself Little Cecily if she is your aunt and lives at Tunbridge Wells? From Little Cecily with her fondest love.
My dear fellow, what on earth is there in that? Some aunts are tall, some aunts are not tall. That's a matter I'm sure an aunt may be able to decide for herself. Just give me back my cigarette case.
Why does your aunt call you her uncle? From Little Cecily with her fondest love to her dear Uncle Jack. Besides, your name isn't Jack at all. It's Ernest.
It isn't Ernest. It's Jack.
You have always told me it was Ernest. I've introduced you to everyone as Ernest. You answer to the name of Ernest. You look as if your name was Ernest. It's perfectly absurd you're saying your name isn't Ernest. It's on your cards. Here's one of them. Mr. Ernest Worthing, B. for the Albany. I'll keep this as a proof if you ever try to deny it to me, or to Gwendolyn, or to anyone else.
Well, my name is Ernest, in town, and Jack in the country. And the cigarette case was given to me in the country.
Yes, but it does not account for the fact that your small Aunt Cecily, who lives at Tunbridge Wells, should call you her uncle. Come on, boy, you had much better have the thing out at once. I may remind you that I've always suspected you of being a confirmed Bunburyist, and I'm quite sure of it now.
Bunburyist? What on earth do you mean by a Bunburyist?
I'll reveal to you the meaning of that incomparable expression as soon as you are kind enough to inform me why you're Ernest in town and Jack in the country.
Well, produce my cigarette case first.
Now produce your explanation and pray make it improbable.
My dear fellow, there's nothing improbable about my explanation at all. In fact, it's perfectly ordinary. Old Mr. Thomas Cardew, who found me when I was a little boy, made me in his will guardian to his granddaughter, Miss Cecily Cardew. Cecily, who addresses me as her uncle from motives of respect which you could not possibly appreciate, lives at my place in the country under the charge of her admirable governess, Miss Brisbane.
Where's that place in the country, by the way?
That is nothing to you, dear boy. You're not going to be invited. I can tell you candidly that the place is what? In Shropshire.
I suspected that, my dear fellow. I've bummed all over Shropshire on 2 separate occasions. Now go on, why are you Ernest in town and Jack in the country?
My dear fellow, I don't know whether you'll be able to understand my real motives. You're hardly serious enough. Look, in order to get up to town, I've always pretended to have a younger brother by the name of Earnest, who lives in the Albany and gets into the most dreadful scrapes. That, my dear fellow, is the whole truth, pure and simple.
The truth was rarely pure and never simple. What you really are is a Bunburyist. I was quite right to say that you were a Bunburyist. You're one of the most advanced Bunburyists I know.
What on earth do you mean?
You've invented a very useful younger brother called Earnest in order that you may be able to come up to town as often as you like. I have invented an invaluable permanent invalid called Bunbury in order that I may be able to go down to the country whenever I choose. Bunbury is perfectly invaluable. If it wasn't for Bunbury's extraordinary bad health, for instance, I wouldn't be able to dine with you at Willis's tonight, for I've nearly been engaged to Aunt Augusta for more than a week.
I haven't asked you to dine with me anywhere tonight.
I am. You're absurdly careless about sending out invitations. It's very foolish of you. Nothing annoys people as to not receiving invitations.
You had much better dine with your Aunt Augusta.
I haven't the smallest intention of doing anything of the kind. To begin with, I dined there on Monday, and once a week is quite enough to dine with one's own relations. Besides, now that I know you to be a confirmed Bunburyist, I naturally want to talk to you about Bunburying. I want to tell you the rules.
I'm not a Bunburyist at all. If Gwendolyn accepts me, I'm going to kill my brother. Indeed, I think I'll kill him in any case. Cecily is a little too much interested in him. It is rather a bore. So I'm going to get rid of Ernest, and I strongly advise you to do the same with your invalid friend, because the absurd.
Nothing will induce me to part with Bunbury, and if you ever get married, which seems to me to be very problematic, we'll be glad to know Bunbury. A man who marries without knowing Bunbury has a very tedious time of it.
That is nonsense. If Gwendolyn accepts me, and she is the only girl I ever saw in my life that I would marry, I certainly won't want to know Bunbury.
Then your wife will. You don't seem to realise that in married life, free is company and two is none. I must be Aunt Augusta. Now, if I get her out of the way for 10 minutes in order that you may have an opportunity for proposing to Gwendolyn, may I dine with your Willis's tonight?
I suppose so, if you want to.
Yes, but you must be serious about it. I hate people who are not serious about meals.
Lady Bracknell and Miss Fairfax.
Good afternoon, dear Algernon. I hope you're behaving very well.
I'm feeling very well, Aunt Augusta.
That's not quite the same thing. In fact, the two things rarely go together.
Dear me, you are smart.
I am always smart. Am I not, Mr. Worthing?
You're quite perfect, Miss Fairfax.
Oh, I hope I'm not that. That would leave no room for developments. And I intend to develop in many directions. I'm sorry for a little late, Algernon, but I was obliged to call on dear Lady Hargrave. I hadn't been there since her poor husband's death. I've never seen a woman so altered. She looks quite 20 years younger. And now we'll have one of those nice cucumber sandwiches you promised me.
Certainly, Aunt Augusta.
Won't you come and sit here, Gwendolyn? Thank you, Mamma. I am quite comfortable where I am.
Good heavens. No cucumbers. I'm greatly distressed, Aunt Augusta, but there were no cucumbers in the market today, not even for ready money.
It really makes no matter, Algernon. I had some crumpets with Lady Hargrave.
I'm afraid I shall have to give up the pleasure of dining with you after all.
I should hope not, Algernon. It would put my table completely out. Your uncle would have to dine upstairs. Fortunately, he's accustomed to that.
It's a great bore, and I need hardly say a terrible disappointment to me. But the fact is, I've just had a telegram to inform me that my poor invalid friend Bunbury is very ill again. You seem to think I should be with him.
It is very strange. This Mr. Bunbury seems to suffer from curiously bad health.
Yes, poor Bunbury is a dreadful invalid.
I think it's high time that this Mr. Bunbury made up his mind whether he was going to live or die. This shilly-shallying with the question is absurd. Nor do I in any way approve of the modern sympathy for invalids. I consider it morbid. Illness of any kind is not something that should be encouraged in others. Now, I would be much obliged if you'd ask Mr. Bunbury from me to be kind enough not to have a relapse on Saturday, for I rely on you to arrange my music for me.
I'll speak to Bunbury, Andrew Augusta, if he's still conscious, and I think I can promise he'll be all right by Saturday. Of course, the music is a great difficulty. You see, if one plays good music, nobody listens. If one plays bad music, nobody talks. But I'll run over the programme I've drawn up, if you'll kindly escort me to the next room for a moment.
Thank you, Algernon. That's very thoughtful of you. I'm sure the programme will be delightful after a few expurgations. Gwendolen, you will accompany me.
Certainly, Mamma.
Charming day it is, Miss Fairfax.
Pray don't talk to me about the weather, Mr. Worthing. Whenever people talk to me about the weather, I am always quite certain that they mean something else, and that makes me so nervous.
Well, I do know something else.
I thought so. In fact, I am never wrong.
But I would like to be allowed to take advantage of Lady Bracknell's temporary absence.
I would certainly advise you to do so. Mamma has a way of suddenly coming back into a room that I have often had to speak to her about.
Miss Fairfax, ever since I met you, I have admired you more than any other girl I've ever met since I met you.
Yes, I'm quite well aware of the fact, and I often wish that in public, at any rate, you had been more demonstrative. For me, you have always had an irresistible fascination. Even before I met you, I knew I was far from indifferent to you. We live, as I hope you know, Mr. Worthing, in an age of ideals, and my ideal has always been to love someone of the name Earnest. That name inspires absolute confidence. The moment Algernon mentioned to me he had a friend called Earnest, I knew I was destined to love you.
Really lovely, Gwendolyn?
Passionately.
Darling, you don't know how happy you've made
Oh,
me.
my own Earnest!
What? You don't mean to say that you couldn't love me if my name wasn't Earnest, do you?
My name is Earnest.
Yes, I know it is, but supposing it was something else, do you mean to say that you couldn't love me then?
That is clearly a metaphysical speculation, and like most metaphysical speculations, has very little reference to the actual facts of real life as we know them.
Personally, darling, I don't much care for the name of Earnest. I don't think the name suits me at all.
It suits you perfectly. It is a divine name. It has a music of its own. It produces vibrations.
Well, really, Gwendolyn, there are lots of other much nicer names. I think Jack, for instance, a charming name.
Jack. No. There is very little music in the name Jack, if any at all indeed. It does not thrill. It produces absolutely no vibrations. Oh, I have known several Jacks, and they were all more than usually plain. The only really safe name is Earnest.
Gwendolyn, I must get christened at once. I mean, we must get married at once.
Married, Mr. Worthing?
Well, surely, Gwendolyn, you know I love you. You made it quite clear that you're not absolutely indifferent to me.
I adore you, but you haven't proposed to me yet. The subject of marriage has not even been touched on.
Well, may I propose to you now?
I think it would be an admirable opportunity, and to spare you any possible further disappointment, Mr. Worthing, I think it only fair to tell you quite frankly that I fully am determined to accept you.
Gwendolyn.
Yes, Mr. Worthing? What have you got to say to me?
you.
Yes, but...
Don't say it.
Gwendolyn, will you marry me?
Of course I will, darling! How long you have been about it! I'm afraid you have had very little experience in how to propose.
Oh, my own one, I have never loved anyone in the world but you.
Oh, what wonderfully blue eyes you have, Ernest. They are quite, quite blue. I hope you always just look at me like that, especially when there are other people present.
So rather rise, sir, from this semi-recumbent posture. It is most indecorous.
Mamma, I must beg you to retire. This is no place for you. Besides, Mr. Worthing has not quite finished yet.
Finished what, may I ask?
I am engaged to be married to Mr. Worthing, Mamma.
Pardon me, you are not engaged to anyone. When you do become engaged to someone, I or your father, should his health permit him, will inform you of the fact. Engagement is something that should come on a young girl as a surprise, pleasant or unpleasant as the case may be. And it is hardly a matter she could be allowed to decide for herself. And now I have a few questions to put to you, Mr. Worthing. As I make these inquiries, you, Gwendolen, shall wait for me below in the carriage.
Mamma.
In the carriage, Gwendolen.
Yes, Mamma.
You can take a seat, Mr. Worthing.
Oh, thank you. I prefer standing.
I feel bound to tell you that you are not down on my list for eligible young men. However, I am quite willing to enter your name, should your answers be what a truly affectionate mother requires. Do you smoke?
Well, yes, I must admit I smoke.
I'm glad to hear it. A man should always have an occupation of some kind. Far too many idle men in London as it is. How old are you?
29?
A very good age to be married at. I have always been of an opinion, Mr. Worthing, that a man who desires to get married should know either everything or nothing. Which do you know?
I know nothing, Lady Brackwood.
I'm very pleased to hear it. I do not approve of anything that tampers with natural ignorance. Ignorance is like a delicate, exotic fruit. Touch it, and the bloom is gone. The whole theory of modern education is radically unsound. Fortunately, in England, at any rate, education produces no effect whatsoever. If it did, it would prove a serious danger to the upper classes, and probably lead to acts of violence in Grosvenor Square. What is your income?
Between 7,000 and 8,000 a year.
In land or in investments?
In investments, chiefly.
That is satisfactory. What between the duties expected of one during one's lifetime and the duties exacted of one after one's death, land has ceased to be either a profit or a pleasure. It gives one position and prevents one from keeping it up. That's all that can be said about land.
I own a country house with some land, of course, attached to it. About 1,500 acres, I believe.
A country house? How many bedrooms? That point can be cleared up afterwards. You own a townhouse, I hope. A girl with a simple, unspoiled nature such as Gwendolen would hardly be expected to reside in the country.
Well, I own a house in Belgrave Square.
Number?
149.
The unfashionable side, I thought there was something. However, that could be easily altered.
Do you mean the fashion or the side?
Both, if necessary, I presume. What are your politics?
I'm afraid I really have none. I'm a liberal.
Oh, they count as Tories. They dine with us. They'll come in the evening at any rate. And now to minor matters. Are your parents living?
I'm afraid I've lost both my parents.
To lose one parent, Mr. Worthing, may be regarded as a misfortune. To lose both looks like carelessness. Who was your father? He was evidently a man of some wealth.
I'm afraid I really don't know. The fact is, Lady Bracknell, I said I've lost both my parents. It would be nearer the truth to say that my parents seem to have lost me. I don't really know who I am by birth. I was found.
Found?
Yes, the old Mr. Thomas Cardew, an old gentleman of very kindly and charitable disposition, gave me the name of Worthing because he happened to have a first-class ticket to Worthing in his pocket. Worthing is a place in Sussex. It is a seaside resort.
And where did the charitable gentleman with the first-class ticket for this seaside resort find them?
In a handbag.
A handbag!
Yes, Lady Bracknell, a handbag. A somewhat large, brown leather handbag with handles to it. An ordinary handbag, in fact.
And in what locality did this Mr. James or Thomas Cardew come across this ordinary handbag?
In the cloakroom at Victoria Station. It was given to him in mistake for his own.
The cloakroom in Victoria Station.
Yes. The Brighton line?
The lie is immaterial, Mr. Warden. I must confess I am somewhat bewildered by what you have just told me. To be born or at any rate bred in a handbag, whether it had handles or not, seems to me to display contempt for the ordinary decencies of family life. As for the particular locality in which the handbag was found, a cloakroom at a railway station may serve to conceal a social indiscretion, and could hardly be regarded as an assured basis for a position in good society.
Well, may I ask you then, what would you advise me to do? I need hardly say I would do anything in the world to ensure Gwendolyn's happiness.
I would strongly advise you, Mr. Worthing, to try and acquire some relations as soon as possible, and to make a definite effort to produce at any rate at least one parent of either sex before the season is quite over.
I don't see how we could possibly do that. I can produce the handbag at any moment. It's in my dressing room at home. I really think I should satisfy you, Lady Bracknell.
Me, sir? What has it to do with me? You could hardly imagine that I and Lord Bracknell would dream of allowing our only daughter, a girl brought up with the utmost care, to marry into a cloakroom and to form an alliance with a parcel. Good day,
Good day.
Didn't it go for right, old boy? You don't mean to say Gwendolyn refused you? I know it's the way she has. She's always refusing people. I think it's most ill-natured of her.
Oh, Gwendolyn is right as a trivet. As far as she is concerned, we are engaged. Her mother is perfectly unbearable. Never met such a gorgon. I don't really know what a gorgon is like, but I'm very sure Lady Bracknell is. She's a monster without being a myth, which I think is rather unfair. Well, I beg your pardon, Algy. I suppose I shouldn't talk about your own aunt in that way before you.
My dear boy, I love hearing my relations abused. It's the only thing that makes me put up with them. Relations are simply a tedious pack of people who haven't got the remotest knowledge of how to live, nor the smallest instinct about when to die.
I don't suppose there's any chance of Gwendolyn becoming like her mother in about 150 years, do you, Algy?
All women become like their mothers. That's their tragedy. No man does. That's his. By the way, did you tell Gwendolyn the truth about your being Ernest in town and Jack in the country?
My dear fellow, the truth isn't quite the sort of thing one tells to a nice, sweet, refined girl.
What about your brother? What about the profligate Earnest?
Oh, by the end of the week, I'll have got rid of him. I'll say he died in Paris of apoplexy. Lots of people die of apoplexy quite suddenly, don't they?
Yes, but it's hereditary, my dear fellow. It's the sort of thing that runs in families. But much better say a severe chill.
Not sure severe chill isn't hereditary or anything like that.
Of course it isn't.
Very well then. My poor brother Ernest was carried off suddenly in Paris by a severe chill. That gets rid of him.
I thought you said that Miss Cardew is a little too much interested in your poor brother Ernest, and won't she feel his loss a good deal?
Oh, that's all right. Cecily is not a silly, romantic girl, I am glad to say. She has a capital appetite. Goes on long walks and pays no attention at all to her lessons.
I'd like to see Cecily.
I will take very good care that you never do. She's excessively pretty and only just 18.
Well, have you told Gwendolyn yet that you have an excessively pretty ward who's only just 18?
And one doesn't blurt these things out to people. Gwendolyn and Cecily are perfectly certain to be extremely great friends. I'll bet you anything you like that after half an hour after they have met, they will be calling each other sister.
Women only do that when they've called each other lots of other things first.
Miss Fairfax.
Gwendolyn, upon my word!
Algy, kindly turn your back.
Really, Gwendolyn?
Algy!
Darling.
Ernest, we may never be married. From the expression on Mamma's face, I fear we never shall. But although she may prevent us from becoming man and wife, and I may marry someone else, and marry often, nothing she can possibly do can ever alter my eternal devotion to you.
My own one.
The story of your romantic origin, as related to me by Mamma, with unpleasing comments, has naturally stirred the deeper fibres of my nature. Your Christian name has an irresistible fascination. Your town address at the organ I have. What is your address in the country?
Ah, the Manor House, Woolton, Hertfordshire.
How long do you remain in town?
Until Monday.
Good. I'll do you to turn around now.
Thanks, I've turned round already.
I will see Miss Fairfax out.
Tomorrow late I'm going Bunburying.
Yes, sir.
I can put up my dress clothes, my smoking jacket, and all my Bunbury suits.
Yes, sir.
I hope tomorrow will be a fine day, Lane.
It never is, sir.
Lane, you're a perfect pessimist.
I do my best to give satisfaction, sir.
What on earth is so amused at?
I'm just worried about poor Bunbury, that's all.
If you don't take care, your friend Bunbury will get you into a serious scrape someday.
I love scrapes. They're the only things that are never serious.
dear Dr. Chasuble coming up through the garden? Dr. Chasuble, this is indeed a pleasure.
And how are we this morning, Miss Prism? You are, I trust, well.
Miss Prism has just been complaining of a slight headache. Indeed, I was thinking about that and not about my German lesson when the rector entered.
I hope, Cicely, you are not inattentive.
No, I'm afraid I am.
This is strange. Were I fortunate enough to be Miss Prism's pupil, I would hang upon her lips. I spoke metaphorically. My metaphor was drawn from bees. Mr. Worthing, I suppose, has not returned from town yet.
We do not expect him until Monday afternoon.
Ah, yes. He usually likes to spend his Sunday in London. I shall see both, no doubt, at evening.
I think, dear Doctor, I will have a stroll with you. I find that slight headache after all, and your kind is good.
With pleasure, Miss Prism. With pleasure. We might go as far as the schools and back.
Oh, that would be delightful. Cecily will read your political economy in my absence.
Horrid political economy. Horrid geography. Horrid, horrid German.
Mr. Earnest Worthing is just driven over from the station. He's brought his luggage with him.
Mr. Ernest Worthing. Beath 4. The Albany. Uncle Jack's brother. Did you tell him Mr. Worthing was in town?
Yes, miss. He seemed very much disappointed. I mentioned that you and Miss Prism were in the garden, and he said he was anxious to speak to you privately for a moment.
Tell him to come out.
Yes, miss.
Cecily? You're my little cousin Cecily, I'm sure.
Oh, you're under some strange mistake. I'm not little. In fact, I believe I'm more than usually tall for my age. Although I am your cousin Cecily, you, I see from your card, are Uncle Jack's brother, my cousin Ernest, my wicked cousin Ernest.
Well, I'm not really wicked at all, cousin Cecily. You mustn't think that I'm wicked.
Oh, well, if you're not, then you have certainly been deceiving us all in a very inexcusable manner. I hope you have not been leading a double life, pretending to be wicked and being really good all the time. That would be hypocrisy.
No, of course I have been rather bad.
I'm glad to hear it.
In fact, now that you mention this subject, I've been very bad in my own small way.
I'm not sure you should be so proud of that. I'm sure it must have been very pleasant.
Much pleasanter being here with you.
I can't understand how you're here at all. Uncle Jack won't be back till Monday afternoon.
Oh, that's a great disappointment. I'm obliged to go up by the first train on Monday morning.
Oh, how thoughtless of me. Are you hungry? Won't you come in?
Thank you. Might I have a buttonhole first? I never have an appetite unless I have a buttonhole first.
A Marshall Neal?
No, I'd sooner have a pink rose, cousin Cecily.
Why?
Because you're like a pink rose, cousin Cecily.
I don't think it would be right for you to talk to me like that. Miss Prism never says such things.
Then Miss Prism is a short-sighted old lady. You're the prettiest girl I ever saw.
Miss Prism says all good looks are a snare.
They're a snare that every sensible man would like to be caught in.
I don't think I should like to catch a sensible man. I shouldn't know what to talk to him about.
You are much too alone, dear Dr. Chasuble. You should get married. Misanthrope I can understand. A womanthrope? Never. Maturity can always be depended upon. Ripeness can be trusted. Young women are green. I spoke horticulturally. My metaphor was drawn from her fruits. Oh, where is Cecily?
Perhaps she followed us at schools.
Mr. Worthing?
Mr. Worthing.
This is indeed a surprise. We did not expect you until Monday afternoon.
I have returned sooner than expected. Dr. Chasuble, I hope you are well.
Dear Mr. Worthing, I trust this garb of woes that took some terrible calamity.
My brother.
More shameful deaths like strangled.
Still leading his life of pleasure.
Dead.
Your brother Ernest, dead.
Oh yes, quite dead.
What a lesson for him. I trust he will profit by it.
Very sad indeed. Were you with him at the end?
No, he died abroad. In Paris, in fact. I had a telegram last night from the manager of the Grand Hotel.
Was the cause of death mentioned?
Severe chill, it seems. Oh, that reminds me, Dr. Chasuble. I suppose you know how to christen, all right? I mean, you are still continually christening, aren't you?
But is there any particular infant in whom you're interested, Mr. Worthing? Your brother was, I believe, unmarried, was he not?
Oh, yes.
Well, people who live entirely for pleasure usually are.
Ah, but it is not for any child, dear Doctor. I am very fond of children. No. The fact is, I would like to be christened myself. This afternoon, if you have nothing better to do.
Surely, Mr. Worthing, you have been christened already.
I don't remember anything about it. Or if you think I'm a little too old now.
Not at all. The sprinkling and indeed the immersion of adults is a perfectly canonical practice.
Immersion?
You need have no apprehensions. Sprinkling is all that is necessary. At what hour would you wish the ceremony performed?
Oh, I might trot around about 5 if that would suit you.
Perfectly, perfectly.
Oh, Uncle Jack,
Oh.
I'm pleased to see you back. But what horrid clothes you have on. Do go and change them.
Cecily!
My child.
Uncle Jack, what is the matter? Do look happy. You look as though you had toothache.
Then I have such a surprise for you. Who do you think is in the dining room? Your brother!
Who?
Your brother, Earnest. He arrived about half an hour ago.
What nonsense, I haven't got a brother.
Uncle Jack, don't say that. However badly he may have treated you in the past, he is still your brother. You couldn't be so heartless as to disown him. I'll tell him to come out. And you will shake hands with him, won't you?
These are very joyful tidings.
After we'd all be resigned to his loss, his sudden return seems to me peculiarly distressing.
My brother Ernest in the dining room. I don't know what it all means. Good heavens!
Brother John, I've come down to the mountain informing that I'm very sorry for all the trouble I've given you, and that I intend to lead a better life in future.
Uncle Jack, you are not going to refuse your own brother's hand.
Nothing will induce me to do it. I think his coming down here is perfectly disgraceful. He knows well why.
Uncle Jack, do be nice. There is some good in everyone. Alice has just been telling me about his poor invalid friend, Mr. Bunbury, and there must be much good in one who will leave the pleasures of London to sit by a bed of hay.
Oh, he's been talking to you about Bunbury, has he?
Oh, yes. He's told me all about poor Mr. Bunbury and his terrible state of health.
Bunbury. Well, I won't have him talk to you about Bunbury or anything else.
Of course, I admit the faults were all my side, but I must say I think Brother John's coldness of me is peculiarly painful.
Uncle Jack, if you do not take your own brother's hand, I will never forgive you.
Never forgive me?
Never, never, never.
Well, it is the last time I shall ever do it.
It's pleasant, is it not? See so perfect a reconciliation. I think we might leave the two brothers together.
Wow, Cecily is a darling.
You are not to talk of Miss Cardew like that. I don't like it. You've got to leave by the 4-5 train.
I certainly won't leave you, sir, as long as you're in mourning. It would be most unfriendly. If I were in mourning, you would stay with me. I should think it most unkind if you didn't.
Your vanity is ridiculous. Your conduct an outrage. And your presence in my garden is utterly absurd. However, you've got to leave by the 4-5 train, and I wish you a pleasant journey back to town. This bambering, as you call it, has not been a great success for you.
I think it's been a great success. I'm in love with Cecily, and that is everything. But I must see her before I go and make arrangements for another bumbling. Ah, there she is.
I merely came back to water the roses. I thought you were with Uncle Jack.
He's gone to order the dog cart for me.
Oh, is he taking you on a nice drive?
He's going to send me away.
Then have we got to part?
I'm afraid so. It's a very painful parting.
The dog cart is at the door, sir.
It can wait, Merriman, for 5 minutes.
Yes, miss.
I hope, Cecily, I shall not offend you if I state quite frankly and openly that you seem to me to be in every way the visible personification of absolute perfection.
Well, I think your frankness does you great credit, Ernest. If you will allow me, I will copy your remarks into my diary.
You really keep a diary. I'd give anything to look at it. May I?
Oh, no. You see, it is simply a very young girl's record of her own thoughts and impressions, and consequently meant for publication. But pray, Ernest, don't stop. I delight in taking down from dictation. I have reached absolute perfection. You may go on. I'm quite ready for more.
Cecily, ever since I first looked upon your wonderful and incomparable beauty, I've dared to love you wildly, passionately, devotedly, hopelessly.
The dog cart is waiting.
Oh, tell her to come round next week at the same hour.
Yes.
Uncle Jack would be very much annoyed if he knew you were staying on till next week at the same hour.
I don't care about Jack. I don't care about anyone in the whole world but you, Cecily. I love you, Cecily. You will marry me, won't you?
Oh, of course, you silly boy. Why, we've been engaged for the last 3 months.
For the last 3 months?
Yes, and it will be exactly 2 months on Thursday.
But how did we become engaged?
Well, ever since dear Uncle Jack first confessed to us that he had a younger brother who was very wicked and bad, you, of course, have formed the chief topic of conversation between myself and Miss Prism. And, of course, a man who is much talked about is always much admired. One feels there must be something in him after all. I dare say it was foolish of me, Ernest, but I fell in love with you.
Darling. And when was our engagement actually settled?
On the 14th of February last. Worn out by entire ignorance of my existence, I determined to end the matter one way or another. So, after a long struggle with myself, I accepted you under this dear old tree here. The next day, I bought this little ring in your name. And this is the bangle with the true lover's knot I promised you always to wear.
Did I get you this? It's very pretty, isn't it?
Oh, and this is the box in which I keep all of your dear letters.
My letters? But, my dear sweet Cecily, I've never written you any letters.
Oh, you need hardly remind me of that, Ernest. I remember only too well that I was forced to write your letters for you. Always 3 times a week, sometimes oftener.
Do let me read them, Cecily.
No, they would make you far too conceited. The 3 you wrote to me after I'd broken off the engagement are so beautiful that even now I can hardly read them without crying a little.
But was our engagement ever broken off?
Oh yes, sir. On the 22nd of last March. You can see the entry if you like. Today I broke off my engagement with Ernest. I feel it is best to do so. The weather continues charming.
Why did you break it off? What had I done? I have done nothing at all, Cecily. I'm very much hurt indeed to hear you broke it off. Particularly when the weather was so charming.
It would hardly have been a really serious engagement if it hadn't been broken off at least once. But I forgave you before the week was out.
What a perfect angel you are, Cecily.
You dear romantic boy.
You'll never break off our engagement again, Cecily.
I don't think I could now that I've actually met you. Besides, there's the question of your name.
Yes, of course.
You mustn't laugh at me, darling, but it had always been a girlish dream of mine to love someone whose name was Earnest. That name inspires absolute confidence. Indeed, I pity any poor married woman whose husband is not called Earnest.
But do you mean to say you could not love me if I had some other name.
But what name?
Any name you like. Algernon, for instance.
But I don't like the name of Algernon.
But my dear, sweet, loving little darling, I really don't see why you should object to the name of Algernon. It's not at all a bad name. But seriously, Cecily, if my name was Algy, couldn't you love me?
I might respect you, Ernest. I might admire your character. But I fear that I should not be able to give you my undivided attention.
Cecily, your rector is here, I suppose, thoroughly experienced in all rites and practices of the church.
Oh, yes. Dr. Chesuble's a most learned man. He's never written a single book, so you can imagine how much he knows.
I must say I'm at once the most important Christian and on the most important business.
Oh?
I shan't be more than half an hour.
Oh, well, couldn't you make it 20 minutes?
I'll be back in no time.
What an impetuous boy he is. Oh, I must enter his proposal into my diary.
Miss Fairfax has just called to see Mr. Worthing. On very important business, Miss Fairfax states.
Isn't Mr. Worthing in his library?
Mr. Worthing went over in the direction of the rectory some time ago.
Pray ask the lady to come out here. Mr. Worthing is sure to be back soon. Oh, and you can bring tea.
Yes, Miss.
Miss Fairfax. I suppose one of the many good elderly women who associated with Uncle Jack and his philanthropic work in London.
Miss Fairfax.
Pray, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Cecily Cardew.
Cecily Cardew, what a very sweet name. Something tells me we're going to be great friends. I like your reading more than I can say. My first impressions of people are never wrong.
Nice of you to like me so much after we've known each other for such a comparatively short time. Pray, sit down.
I may call you Cecily, may I not?
With pleasure,
And you will always call me Gwendolyn, will you not?
if you wish.
Then that is all quite settled then, is it not?
I hope so. Cecily, Mamma, whose views in education are remarkably strict, has brought him up to be incredibly short-sighted. It is part of her system. So, do you mind my looking at you through my glasses? No, not at all, Gwendolyn. I am very fond of being looked at. You are here on a short visit, I suppose. Oh no, I live here. Hey!
Your mother, no doubt, was some female relative of advanced years resides here. Also,
Oh no, I have no mother, nor in fact any relations. My dear guardian, with the assistance of Miss Prism, have the arduous task of looking after me.
your guardian.
Yes, sir, I am Mr. Worthing's ward.
It is strange he never mentioned to me that he had a ward. How secretive of him. He grows more interesting hourly.
I'm not sure, however, that the news inspires me with feelings of unmixed delight.
Oh, I am very fond of you, Cecily. I have liked you ever since I met you. But I am bound to state now that I know you are Ernest's ward. I cannot help expressing I wish you were not quite so very alluring in appearance and perhaps a little older than you may seem to be. In fact, if I may speak candidly, I wish that you were fully 42 and more than you seem plain for your age.
I beg your pardon, Gwendolyn. Did you say Ernest?
Yes.
Oh, well, it is not Mr. Ernest Worthing who is my guardian. It is his brother, his elder brother.
Ernest never mentioned to me that he had a brother.
I'm sorry to say they have not been on good terms for a long time.
Oh, that accounts for it. Oh, Cecily, you have lifted a load from my mind. I was growing almost anxious. Oh, it would have been terrible if any cloud of friendship, of a cloud from prevented by cars, would it not? Of course, you are quite sure it's not Mr. Ernest Worthing who is your guardian.
Quite sure. In fact, I'm engaged to be married to him. should always have something sensational to read on the train. I am so sorry, dear Cecily, if it is any disappointment to you, but I'm afraid I have a prior claim. It would distress me more than I could tell you, Miss Fairfax, if it would cause you any mental or physical anguish. But I feel bound to point out that since Ernest proposed to you, he clearly has changed his mind. The poor fellow has been entrapped into any foolish promise. I shall consider it my duty to rescue him, and with a firm hand. Whatever unfortunate entanglement my poor boy may have gotten into, I will never approach it with him after we are married. Do you allude to me, Miss Cardew, as an entanglement? You are presumptuous. On an occasion of this kind, it becomes more than a moral duty to speak one's mind. It becomes a pleasure. Do you suggest to me, Miss Fairfax, that I trapped Ernest into an engagement? How dare you? This is no time for wearing the shadow mask of man.
Shall I leave the tea here as usual?
Yes, as usual. Are there many interesting walks in the vicinity, Miss Cardew? Oh, yes, a great many. From the top of one of the hills quite close by, one can see 5 counties. Can I offer you some tea, Miss Fairfax? Thank you. Detestable girl, but I require tea. Sugar? No, thank you. Sugar is not fashionable anymore. Cake or bread and butter? Bread and butter, please. Cake is rarely seen in the best houses nowadays.
Gwendolen, darling.
A moment. May I ask if you're to be engaged? To this young lady.
To dear little Cecily? Of course not. I could have put such an idea in your pretty little head.
Thank you. You may. I knew there must be some misunderstanding, Miss Fairfax. The gentleman whose arm is at present round your waist is my guardian, Mr. John Welling. I beg your pardon? This is Uncle Jack. Jack. Oh! Here is Ernest.
Cecily.
A moment. Ernest, may I ask you, are you engaged to be married to this young lady?
What young lady? Yes, Gwendolen.
Yes, Gwendolen.
Of course not. Put such an idea into your pretty little head.
Thank you. You may. I feel there is some slight error, Miss Cardew. The gentleman who is now embracing you is my cousin, Mr. Algernon Moncrief. Algernon Moncrief? No! Is your name really Algernon?
I cannot deny it.
Is your name really John?
I could deny it, if I like. I could deny anything, if I like. But my name certainly is John. It has been John for years.
would like to be permitted to put to you. Where is your brother Ernest? We are both engaged to be married to your brother Ernest, so it is of some small importance for us to know where your brother Ernest is at present.
Gwendolyn. Cecily. It pains me very much to have to speak the truth. It's the first time in my life I've ever been forced to such a position. However, I have no brother Ernest. I've never had a brother, and I have certainly not the smallest intention of ever having one in the future.
No brother at all?
None.
Had you never a brother of any kind?
Never. Not even of any kind.
I am afraid it is quite clear, Cecily, that neither of us is engaged to be married to anyone.
It's not a very pleasant position for a young girl suddenly to find herself in, is it?
Let us go into the house. They will not dare to venture after us there.
No. Men are so cowardly, aren't they?
This ghastly state of things is what you call bunburying, I suppose.
Yes, and a perfectly wonderful bunburying it is. It's the most wonderful bunbury I've ever had in my life.
Well, the only small satisfaction I have in this wretched business is that your friend Bunbury is quite exploded. You won't be able to run down to the country so often as you used to, and a very good thing too.
Your brother's a little off colour, isn't he, dear Jack? You won't be able to disappear to London quite so frequently as your wicked custom was. And not a bad thing either.
As for your conduct towards Miss Cardew, I think that you're taking a sweet, innocent girl that's perfectly inexcusable. To say nothing of the fact that she's my ward.
I can see no possible defence at all of your deceiving a brilliant, clever, thoroughly experienced young lady like Miss Fairfax. To say nothing of the fact that she is my cousin.
But I wanted to be married to Gwendolyn, that is all. I'm not her.
I simply wanted to be engaged to Cecily. I adore her.
There is certainly no chance of you marrying Miss Cardew.
I don't think, Jack, there's much likelihood of you and Miss Fairfax being united.
Well, that is no business of yours.
If it was my business, I wouldn't talk about it. It's very vulgar to talk about one's business.
How can you sit there calmly eating muffins when we're in this terrible trouble? I can't make it. You seem to me to be perfectly heartless.
Well, I can't eat muffins in an agitated manner. The butter would probably get on my cuffs. I always eat muffins quite calmly. It's the only way to eat them.
Well, that is no reason why you should eat them all in that greedy way.
I wish you would have tea cake instead. I don't like tea cake.
Good heavens, I suppose a man may eat his own muffins in his own garden.
Did you say it's perfectly harmless to eat muffins?
I said it was perfectly harmless of you under the circumstances. That is a very good...
That may be, but the muffins are the same.
Algy, I wish to goodness you would go.
You cannot possibly ask me to go without having some dinner. It's absurd. I never go anywhere without having my dinner. Besides, I've just made arrangements with Dr. Chasuble to be christened at 5:45 under the name of Earnest.
My dear fellow, I made arrangements this morning with Dr. Chasuble to be christened myself at 5 o'clock. And I naturally will take the name of Earnest. Gwendolyn would wish it. We can't both be christened Earnest. It is entirely different in your case. You have been christened already.
Quite so. So I know my constitution can stand it. If you're not sure about your ever having been christened, I must say I think it rather dangerous you're venturing on it now. It might make you very unwell. You need hardly have forgotten that someone very closely connected with you was very nearly carried off this week in Paris by a severe chill.
Mr. Moncrief, kindly answer me the following question. Why did you pretend
wonder that I may have an opportunity of meeting you.
Well, that certainly seems a satisfactory explanation, does it not? Yes, dear, if you can believe him. Oh, I don't, but that does not affect the wonderful beauty of his answer. True, in matters of grave importance, style, not sincerity, is the vital thing. Mr. Worthing, what explanation can you offer to me for returning to a brother named Ernest? Was it so that you might have an opportunity of coming up to town to visit me as often as possible?
Can you doubt it, Miss Fairfax?
I have the greatest doubts upon the subject, but I intend to crush them. Their explanations appear quite satisfactory. Which I should tell them.
Couldn't we both say it at the same time?
An excellent idea. I nearly always speak at the same time as other people. Will you take the time for me?
Certainly.
Your Christian names are still an insuperable barrier. That is all.
Our Christian names?
Is that all? But we are going to be christened this afternoon.
For my sake, you are prepared to do this terrible thing.
I am.
To please me, you're ready to face this fearful ordeal.
I am.
When questions of self-sacrifice are concerned, men are infinitely beyond us.
Yes. There are moments of physical courage in which we women know absolutely nothing.
Darling!
Darling.
Darling.
Lady Bracknell.
Gwendolyn, what does this mean?
Merely that I am engaged to be married to Mr. Worthing, Mamma.
Come here. Sit down. Sit down immediately. Apprised, sir, of my daughter's sudden flight by her trusty maid, whose confidence I purchased by means of a small coin, I followed her at once by a luggage train. You will clearly understand that all communication between yourself and my daughter must cease immediately from this moment. On this point, as on all points, I am firm.
I am engaged to be married to Gwendolyn, Lady Bracknell.
You are nothing of the kind, sir. And now as regards Algernon. Algernon,
Yes, Aunt Augusta.
may I ask if it is in this house that your invalid friend, Mr. Bunbury, resides?
No, Bunbury doesn't live here. Bunbury is somewhere else. In fact, Bunbury is dead.
Oh, dead? When did Mr. Bunbury die? His death must have been extremely sudden.
So I killed Bunbury this afternoon. Oh, Bunbury died this afternoon.
What did he die of?
Bunbury was quite exploded.
Exploded? Was he the victim of some revolutionary outrage?
Dear Aunt Augusta, I mean, he was found out. The doctors found out that Bunbury could not live. That is what I mean. So Bunbury died.
I'm glad that he made up his mind at last to some definite course of action. That to learn proper medical advice. Mr. Worthing, who is that young person whose hand my nephew Algernon is now holding, in what seems to me a peculiarly unnecessary manner?
That lady is Miss Cecily Cardew, my ward.
I'm engaged to be married to Cecily, Aunt Augusta.
I beg your pardon?
Mr. Moncrief and I are engaged to be married, Lady Bracknell.
I do not know whether there is anything peculiarly exciting in the air of this particular part of Hertfordshire, but the number of engagements that go on seem to me considerably above the proper average. Mr. Worthing, is Miss Cardew at all connected with any of the larger railway stations in London? I merely desire information. Until yesterday, I had no idea that there were any families or persons whose origin was a terminus.
Miss Cecily Cardew is the granddaughter of the late Mr. Thomas Cardew of 149 Belgrave Square, Gervais Park, Dorking, Surrey, and the Sporran, Fifeshire.
That sounds not unsatisfactory. 3 addresses always inspire confidence, even in tradesmen. Gwendolyn, time approaches for our departure. We have not a moment to lose. As a matter of form, Mr. Worthing, I had better ask if Miss Cardew has any small fortune.
Oh, about £130,000 in the funds. That is all. Good day, Lady Bracknell. So pleased to have seen you.
A moment, Mr. Worthing. £130,000, and in the funds? Miss Carter seems to me a most attractive young lady. Few girls of the present day have any really solid qualities. Any qualities that last and improve with time. Come over here. Kindly turn round. It's the side view is what I want. Oh, yes, just as I expected. Algernon?
Yes, Aunt Augusta.
There are distinct social possibilities in Miss Cardew's profile.
Cecily is the dearest, sweetest, prettiest girl in the whole world. I don't give a tuppence about social possibilities.
Never speak disrespectfully of society, Algernon. Only people who can't get into it do that. Dear child, of course you know Algernon has nothing but his debts to depend on. Well, I suppose I must give my consent.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
Cecily, you may kiss me.
Thank you, Lady Bracknell.
And you will always address me as Aunt Augusta in the future.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
The wedding, I think, had better take place quite soon.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
To speak frankly, I'm not in favour of long engagements. They give people the opportunity of finding out each other's character before marriage. Which I think is never advisable.
Pray excuse me for interrupting you, Lady Bracknell, but this engagement is quite out of the question. I am Miss Cardew's guardian, and she cannot marry without my consent until she legally comes of age. That consent I absolutely decline to give.
Upon what grounds, may I ask? Algernon is an extremely, I may almost say ostentatiously eligible young man.
Oh, it pains me very much to have to speak frankly to you about your nephew, Lady Bracknell, but the fact is that I don't approve at all of his moral character.
My nephew Algernon? Impossible. He's an Oxonian.
Oh, I fear there can be no possible doubt about it. This morning, during my temporary absence in London on an important question of romance, he obtained admission to my house by the means of a false pretense of being my brother. Now, he was quite well aware from the first that I have no brother, that I've never had a brother, and that I don't intend to have one. Not even of any kind.
After careful consideration, Mr. Worthing, I've decided entirely to overlook my nephew's conduct to you.
That is very generous of you, Lady Bracknell, but my own decision, however, is unalterable. I decline to give my consent.
How old are you, dear?
Well, I'm really only 18, but I always admit to 20 at evening parties.
18, but admitting to 20 at evening parties. Well, it will not be very long before you are of age and free from the restraints of tutelage. And so I don't think that your guardian's opinion is a matter of any great importance.
But pray excuse me for interrupting you again, Lady Bracknell, but according to the terms of her grandfather's will, Lady Bracknell, Miss Cardew does not become legally of age until she is 35.
That does not seem to me to be a grave objection. 35 is a very attractive age. I see no reason why our dear Cecily should be even more attractive at the age you mentioned than she is at present. There will be a large accumulation of property.
Could you wait until I was 35, Algie?
Of course I could, Cecily, you know.
Yes, I felt it instinctively, but... Well, I couldn't wait all that time. I'm not punctual myself, I know, but I do like punctuality in others. And waiting, even to be married, quite out of the question.
Then what's it to be done, Cecily?
I don't know, Mr. Moncrief.
My dear Mr. Worthing, as Miss Cardew states positively that she cannot wait until she is 35, a remark which I'm bound to say she is a somewhat impatient nature, I would beg of you to reconsider your decision.
Ah, but my dear Lady Bracknell, the matter is entirely in your own hands. The moment that you consent to my marriage with Gwendolyn, I will most gladly allow your nephew to form an alliance with my ward.
You must be quite aware that what you propose is out of the question.
Then, a passionate celibacy is all that any of us can look forward to.
Everything is quite ready for the christenings.
The christening, sir? Is not that somewhat premature?
Bishop expressed a desire for immediate baptism.
At their age, the idea is grotesque and irreligious. Algernon, I forbid you to to be baptized. I will not hear of such excesses.
Am I to understand there's been no christening at all this afternoon?
Oh, I don't think as things are now would be of much practical use to either of us, Dr. Chasuble.
I am grieved to hear such sentiments from you, Mr. Worthing. Indeed, I will return to the church at once, as I have just been informed by the pew that for the last hour and a half, Miss Prism has been waiting for me in the vestry.
Prism! Did I hear you mentioning Miss Prism?
Yes, madam. I'm on my way to join her.
Pray, allow me to detain you for a moment. Is this Miss Prism a female of somewhat repellent aspect, remotely connected with education?
She is the most cultivated of ladies, and the very picture of respectability.
What position does she hold in your household?
I am a celibate madam.
Miss Prism, Lady Bracknell, has been for the last 3 years Miss Cardew's esteemed governess and valued companion.
In spite of what I hear of her, I must see her at once. Let her be sent for.
She approaches. She is nigh.
I was told you expected me in the vestry, Lady Canon. I have been waiting for you there for an hour and 3/4.
Prism! Prism! Where is that baby? 28 years ago, Prism, you left Lord Bracknell's house, number 104 Upper Grosvenor Street, in charge of a perambulator which contained a baby of male sex. You never returned. A few weeks later, after the elaborate investigation of the Metropolitan Police, the perambulator was discovered at midnight, standing by itself in a remote corner of Bayswater. It contained a manuscript of a 3-volume novel of more than usually revolting sentimentality. But the baby was not there. Prism, where is that baby?
Lady Bracknell, I admit with shame that I do not know. I only wish I did. The plain facts of the case are these. On the morning of the day you mentioned, the day which is forever branded in my memory, I prepared as usual to take the baby out in its perambulator. I also had with me a somewhat old but capacious handbag in which I had intended to place the manuscript of a work of fiction that I had written on my theatre unoccupied hours. In a moment of mental obstruction for which I can never forgive myself, I deposited the manuscript in the bassinet and placed the baby in the handbag.
But where did you deposit the handbag?
Oh, do not ask me, Mr. Worthing.
Miss Prism, this is a matter of no small importance to me. I insist on knowing where you deposited the handbag that contained that infant.
I left it in the cloakroom of one of the larger railway stations in London. Oh.
What railway station?
Victoria, the Brighton line.
Gwendolyn, I must retire to my room for a moment. Wait for me here.
If you are not too long, I will wait here for you all of my life.
What do you think this means, Lady Bracknell?
I dare not even suspect, Dr. Chasuble. I need hardly tell you that in families of high position, strange coincidences are not supposed to occur. They are hardly considered the thing.
Uncle Jack seems strangely agitated.
Your guardian was a very emotional nature.
It sounds as if he was having an argument. I dislike arguments of any kind. They are always vulgar and often convincing.
Let us stop now.
I wish you would arrive at some conclusion.
This suspense is terrible. I hope it will last.
Miss Prism, is this the handbag? Think carefully before you speak. The happiness of more than one life depends on your answer.
Oh, it appears to be mine. Oh, yes. Oh, here is the injury received during the upsetting of a Gower Street omnibus in younger and happier days. Oh, and here on the lining is a stain caused by the explosion of a temperance beverage. An incident that occurred at Remington. And here on the lock my initials. I'd forgotten that in an extravagant mood I'd had them placed there. The bag's undoubtedly mine. I'm so delighted to have it
return to me. It's been a great inconvenience being without it all these years.
Miss Prism, more is restored to you than this handbag. I was the baby you placed inside it.
You?
Yes, Mother!
Mr. Worthing, I am unmarried!
Unmarried? Oh, I do not deny that is a serious blow. But after all, who has the right to cast a stone against one who has suffered? Mother, I forgive you.
Mr. Worthing, there is some error. There is the lady who can tell you who you really are.
Lady Macdonald, Lewis, I hate to seem inquisitive, but would you kindly inform me who I am?
I'm afraid the news I have to give you will not altogether please you. You are the son of my sister, Mrs. Moncrief, and consequently Algernon's elder brother.
Algy's elder brother? Then I have a brother after all. I always knew I had a brother, Cecily. How could you have ever doubted that I had a brother? Ah, Dr. Chasuble, my fortunate brother. Miss Prism, my fortunate brother. Gwendolyn, my fortunate brother. Algy, you young scoundrel, you have to treat me with more respect in the future. You have never behaved to me like a brother in all your life.
Not till today, old boy, I admit, however, though I was out of practice.
But what are you? What is your Christian name now that you have become someone else?
Heavens, I'd quite forgotten that point. Your position on the subject of my name is irrevocable, I suppose?
I never change, except my affections.
Do you have, Gwendolyn?
Then the question had better be cleared up at once. Aunt Augusta, a moment. At the time when Miss Prism left me in a handbag, had I been christened already?
Every luxury that money could buy, including christening, had been lavished upon you by your fond and doting parents.
Then I was christened. That is settled. Now, what name was I given? Let me know the worst.
Well, being the eldest son, you were naturally christened after your father.
Yes, but what was my father's Christian name?
I cannot at the present moment recall what the General's Christian name was, although I have no doubt he had one.
Algy, can't you recollect what our father's Christian name was?
My dear fellow, we were never on speaking terms. He died before I was a year old.
His name would appear in the army list of the period, I suppose, Aunt Augusta.
The General was essentially a man of peace, except in his domestic life. But I have no doubt that his name would appear on any military directory.
The army list of the last 40 years, I hear. Generals, Markby, Bixby, Mopes, Moncrief. General 1840, Captain, Lieutenant Colonel, Colonel, General 1869. Christian names, Earnest, John. Gwendolyn. I always told you my name was Gwendolyn, but it is Ernest. Sorry. It is Ernest. I mean, it naturally is Ernest.
Yes, I remember now that the General was called Earnest. I knew I had some particular reason for disliking the name.
My own Ernest! I knew from the very first you could have no other name.
Gwendolyn, it is a terrible thing for a man to find out suddenly all his life he's been speaking nothing but the truth. Can you forgive me?
I can, for I feel you are sure to change.
Gwendolyn.
Oh, Frederick, at last!
Cecily, at last.
My nephew, you seem to be displaying signs of triviality.
Oh, on the contrary, Aunt Augusta. I've now realized for the first time in my life the vital importance of being earnest.
I never cease to be amazed by young people. They're just astonishing. I was almost felt like being transported away to somewhere else now. When I first met with a group of parents and the youngsters that were going to be involved in this project to put this on the last couple of nights here and then put it on again at the Fringe, that's still something I struggle with. Well, I don't now, actually, having seen it. It's in its rightful place when it goes over to Edinburgh. I said it was a fantastic opportunity and it was going to be great for them, but my goodness me, that's a huge, huge amount of work these young people have done. Could you come back with me and tribute? Loads of other people we have to thank. We have our musicians, we have our lighting, although I know he's been sitting playing FIFA Championship. But we have our lighting, we have our stage crew, the staff that have brought in all the stuff that's here. These costumes have been made by colleagues in here, mainly by Joe Brown in the art department, even down to the muffins. The muffins are baked especially for this because you couldn't do it without muffins. The amount of time and effort that's gone into this it's fantastic, and it makes me When is this on at the Fringe?
The 11th of So we're not projecting. The 11th of August.
To the
11th of August,
16th of August. If you get a chance to get a ticket, I would, well, you've seen it. You know what you're going to go and see, but it would be fantastic if we could sell that down there every single day. The reason we're set out like this tonight, you might think it's a bit strange, massive big hall, but we're all tight in here, is because this is as close as we can get to the venue that can be in. So, I understand I have to carry the pick a leg.